Alright, good morning from the commentary box this morning. We are here for round 4 of the Transnation Formula 1 World Championship with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's only me in the commentary box this morning. Well, Mackenzie couldn't make it, like usual, so yeah, I'll be commentating solo today. We have a couple of new faces in the category today. We have Radimus, who don't normally join the league, but he's in the Red Bull along with Matthew. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of pace he has. I heard from Brett he's he's done some quite good races, so yeah, he'll be one to look out for. I'm pretty sure. So. We'll get underway here for this Baku, or for Baku. Baku being one of those circuits where it's like Monaco, you really have to avoid those walls, and it's sometimes can be a bit more carnage than Monaco at sometimes. So they really need to be keeping their noses clean this morning. So. We saw last weekend, we saw Robin Kreft. He took the lead of the championship, taking his second race win in a row over Albert, who was in the Mercedes. I think we still see McLaren, I think, still lead the championship by a few points. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see who can come out top this weekend. And Baku is one of those circuits where you do often get it to be dry, so I'm not really overly fussed if we don't get a weather report or not, but you know, you never know. As you load into the lobby. So obviously we don't have Banana Josh with us this weekend because he has been demoted to F3 just due to a lack of performance, so don't have him anymore. So I've already got car he's in. Oh, he was I can't remember. So there's you could do two strategies around here. You could do softs to hards, or you could do mediums to hards. Mediums to hards is a lot more consistent and stable, but softs to hards might be a bit quicker, starting that faster tyre and things like that. So we have Oliver coming out of the pits first here, and the Scuderia, who has moved teams. I think I said that last weekend, but if he was here. He was there last weekend. And we have Albert here in the Mercedes as well, championship contender at the moment. From time trial, he's looking pretty good around here, so must give him a bit of a confidence booster coming into this weekend. So we see Oliver coming up to start his first flying lap of the session on the mediums. So obviously Baku having the one of the longest, or has the longest main straight in the calendar. And then it goes to China, I think, with a 1.2 kilometer straight. I'm not entirely sure how long this straight is, but yeah, it's pretty long. Obviously this first sector is basically straights anyway, so depends if you're running low downforce or not, you'll be good for that middle sector. Oliver here is coming up to the first sector split on the median compound. It's down to 35.3. See Oliver 35.8 there from Albert. So Oliver looking 4/10 up here on Albert. Not sure if Albert made a mistake or not, but you come up to the castle section. This way we might see most of the crashes today, because it's quite narrow and tight. He's coming up to the last sector now. His last sector is basically just 2 corners, so, or 4 corners actually. And the Mercedes of Ethan gets out of his way. And now it's just foot flat through here, easy flat out, and the run down to the finish and down to the line. He gets the DRS. I think Albert might have a little bit of a slipstream. Oh, Ethan's getting Albert a little bit of a slipstream here. As Albert does a 40.0 on the mediums, and Albert does a 38 flat. So Albert nearly 2 seconds up there on Oliver on the softer compound, and I think we have Ethan doing a fly lap as well. Just starting it now. So that is a pretty good opening lap there from Albert. I reckon you can see these guys, or Albert at least, step into the 37s. So he'll be starting on the softs. Matthew goes P3 with a 41.3 on the mediums. Mark goes P5 and then instantly beaten by Eduardo. Comes up to the line, we'll do a 39.6. So the 2 Mercedes up top 2 at the moment, as we've yet to see any of the McLarens do a lap. I think Albert's on a lap, not Albert, Robin's on a lap at the moment. He just come through the castle section. He is on the mediums, so that time probably won't match up with the soft running of Albert and Ethan, or might be Ethan, but won't get the soft running of Albert. We saw last weekend the 2 McLarens doing some slipstream down the main straight of China, so don't be too surprised if they do that this weekend. And I forgot to say, Connor Paisley this is his last race racing for a while, I'm pretty sure, in the league, so we're sad to see him. I'm not sure if he's leaving the league, but we're sad to see him not drive anymore, but hopefully he can come out and end his TN1 career on a bang, and he actually hits the castle section. As I was saying that, Robin goes P3 with a 39.8, as Rady goes P4 with a 39.9, so Rady looking like he has a good amount of pace in him in the Red Bull. As Merrill on the other McLaren coming through with a couple of last corners here. I was doing some practice with a bunch of the TNF1 members the other day. He wasn't actually looking too bad with his times, to be honest. I reckon he could be in the top 5 if he pushed it. This is on medium tyres, 40.6. So when you think about Oliver's time, ain't that great, but we have Melvin on the lap on the hards, so he'll be probably elected to go on the medium compound. P8, 41.4. Only drivers not to set a time with the Ludwig and the 2 Haas's. Luke can be seen running a Giovinazzi-like helmet, but obviously he's from Italy, so you can definitely see that resembles his national country or his nation. It's always on a flat lap, actually. Oh, sorry. He's coming around the last proper corner. Yeah, he goes P2 with a 38.3, so Oliver only 3/10 of a second here behind Albert. So yeah, we see, as we see, most of the so Alfa Romeo still only currently has 1 driver. Oh, he's hit the wall at the castle section. Yeah, he's missing an end plate on his front wing. We got Ludwig out here on the meters. Well, his helmet looks quite cool. It was shining purple in the sun but blue in the shade. I've just gotten a warning saying that the internet connection isn't good. I don't know why. saying that we can't broadcast gameplay, but we're still currently live. Yeah, we're still currently live. Hopefully that doesn't cut out. But yeah, we have Ludwig coming across the line here. He does a 40.1. So now everyone has set a time except for Connor. I think Connor is still on pits. So he'll be waiting to the last couple of minutes to come out to set his lap. We have we see Ferrari of Oliver coming out quite early, so to do a lap on the softs. Albert has just finished a flying lap. He will need to get into the pits and come out as soon as he can, as Matthew is slowing him down into the pit entry. So he'll need to get going there. No, Bailey is not here, Emerald. He is not one of the main commentators, so he's not a commentator at all, actually. So as Oliver starts is going to come up to start his final flying lap of the session. Oh yeah, that's right. In the lobby, I see we missing drivers. We also do not have Sebastian Spicer, who's actually moved from F2 back to F1. So I don't know why, but I'm not going to tell because people might get mad. So yeah, he has moved to F1, so that has vacated a Renault seat. In F2, so Oliver comes up to the castle section now. He hits the wall. He's missing an end plate on his left side of his wing, or the right side if you look in front onto the car. But he's still going to continue on with the lap. Oh, he cuts that corner quite significantly. That might be invalidated here, but he's still going to carry on. As he comes up to flick the DRS open. Oh, he's pulling into the pits actually, so he's banning that. Albert is coming up to start his final flying lap as well, so no one at this moment can match Albert's time. We don't see Robin up there either, so doesn't look like he has too much pace around here. So that'll be really denting his confidence in the championship, but I think he's actually just moved up to P5 and no, he's not. As these guys really get out of Albert's way, yeah, he does. Oh, Zamero has a 5-place grid penalty with a collision with Luca. Or he taps the wall. So Zamero will be starting down, he'll be starting last actually. with that grid penalty. This has looked a pretty tidy lap here from Albert so far, just except for that castle section. We tapped the wall, but he's still got his end plates and everything in. So, we see Ethan giving him a slipstream here as well. So what McLaren were doing last weekend, Mercedes are doing this weekend. He's running out of ERS. He doesn't improve his time. Matthew coming through these last couple of corners now. He's in P4. This is a pretty good qualifying for him. In the Red Bull, he's coming to flick open the DRS. He's run out of ERS already, so he's not really saving his battery. He improves to a 39.2. So at the moment, unless Rady can improve his time, as he flicks open his DRS, the run up to the line, he's run out of ERS already. Oh, he's put over his lapper. So that is your qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for F2. With Albert on pole position, Oliver right behind him, and then we got the Mercedes as well right beside him. Matthew out qualifying Robin. Robin is starting on the mediums, so yeah. And Melbourne was the only driver to set a time on the hards, and he's actually hasn't done any other time on the hards. So obviously outside the top 10 he'll be able to choose any tire he wants, so that won't be a big too worry for him. As it's clear skies here in Baku. As we are starting this formation lap here. So through your TK media starting grid, we have on pole position, we have Albert Ramirez Garcia, P2 right behind him, we got Oliver Coleman, P3 we got Ethan, P4 we have Matthew in the Red Bull, P5 we have Robin Kreft, P6 we have Rady, P7 sorry, we have Luca, P8 we have Marco, P9 we have Melvin, P10 we have Eduardo, P11 Ludwig, P12 Connor Paisley, and Amril with a 5-place grid penalty starts at the back of the grid. So we have a lot of people starting on the mediums this weekend. So only the top 4 and Marco and P8 are starting on the softs. So this could be quite interesting here. Quite interesting to see which strategy is better. Obviously if you're on the softs you'd stop earlier, go to the hard tyre, get that hard tyre, go set some fastest laps, then that would die off, and then the mediums would pit for fresh, and then they'd have fresh hards, and then they do fastest laps. So you never know. Obviously, the means will be more consistent than the softs, but you know, never know what can come out of it. So, as we're finishing up this formation lap here. So at this point the AI would have taken over the car. We are coming up to the starting grid as well. We'll line up. Well, quite a few drivers got disqualified actually, so they'll be starting on cold tyres. Oh, we've got a different camera angle this time, Jesus. We've got up to the 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Looks like Albert got a decent start. Oliver's got a very good start. He's past Albert. Matthew's got a good start as well. There's been a big pile up at turn 1. Looks like Robin has been spun. Oh, we've seen Eduardo put it into the fence, and Robin and Emeril has gone into the runoff area. But that's a very good start there from Oliver and Matthew as well, coming up into P3, sorry. Ethan losing out, he drops down a place. So very good start there from Oliver. He just got the traction off the line, compared to Albert. I won't be surprised if this brings out a safety car, but don't think it will. Eduardo's left. You can see the anger in his, you can just see the anger that he has at the moment. But yeah, as we look at his front two, Oliver's actually already got a second gap here on Albert. Oh, he cuts a corner. That would be a warning for sure. Obviously, this track being one of the tracks that you really the assists really benefit you. I know that if Oliver watches this, he'll come and yell at me, but I don't really care. Oh, Ethan's coming up. He's got the slipstream here on Matthew, and turn 1, is he going to try and make a move? Trying to go on the outside. They give each other space. Ethan still has the inside line. On the outside line, sorry. He'll have the slipstream. But will he make a move? He's going to make a move around the outside. Be pretty good defending there from Matthew and the Red Bull. While these two are fighting, the other two Red Bulls are coming up on them as well. Yeah, not that much. Oh, as we see Luca trying to go in the inside of Marco, coming up to the castle section. Oh, he's quite cautious through the castle section. Yellow flag set to 2. Oh, Connor's dropped it in the castle section, and that has held up the two McLarens quite severely. So the two McLarens very far back here now. We have Oliver leading from Albert, from Matthew, from Ethan, from Rady, Melvin, Marco, who's actually trying to make a move here. Oh, Luke is trying to make a move on Marco, so it's Luca, Marco, Ludwig, Robin, Connor, and then it's Emeril. As Connor's retired from the session. His Marcos are actually already in the pits. So that is very, very early there for the Alfa Romeo. He's serving a stop-go penalty. He's chucking on another set of fresh softs. Merrill comes into the pits. Guessing this is for a new front wing. Yeah, it's a new front wing going on the McLaren. He chucks on another set of mediums. And he's away. Oh, actually, Oliver's missing an end plate on his left front, on his right side of his wing. Get a good shot of it. Yeah, there you go. He's missing an end plate. Albert's still got a full wing, as you can see now. He's actually not quite been too bad without it though. Ethan's trying to make a move here on Matthew for P3, so he's got P3 back after the start. He's got wing damage as well, as we see a Racing Point in place sitting at turn 1. Go Siri. Ludwig gives a 3-second time penalty. Oh yeah, Albert on only 3/10 of a second here behind Oliver. So we might be looking for a position change here for the lead of the race. Oliver will be struggling through this middle sector due to only not having a full front wing. So up to the castle section, if Oliver bins are here, that could really upset both of them. He nearly heads to the wall. He's lucky to get out of that, but yeah, as we ride through the end of the second sector, we'll have to see if Albert will be able to make a move into turn 1 on this DRS straight coming up. So Mercedes versus Ferrari. So Albert here is coming up to Oliver. He's going to try and get the DRS. He's trying to. Oliver's defending to the inside. Albert has already passed him before the breaking point. So Albert takes the lead of this race. And Oliver loses out. He goes slightly defensive into turn 2, but Oliver will have DRS on the second straight. Albert is going to defend. So that's a good move there from Albert. He's back up into the lead of the race. As Robin is actually coming into the pits. He's replacing his front wing, and he's going to chuck on the hard compound. So Robin, I mean, you could probably go to the end here on the hards. I'm not actually entirely sure what the pit window is. I think it's around lap 6 with the softs. So he could go to the end of these tyres. As Ethan has had it off. Coming up to the castle section, Luca has tapped the back of him, but I think he's got wing damage now, I'm pretty sure. And that has put Rady up into P3. Yeah, Luca has got big wing damage, so he'll probably be looking to pit this lap. I entirely see what happened there, but just saw Ethan just turn around before the castle section. So that's really unfortunate for Luca. It wasn't really his fault, but Rady doesn't have a front wing either. He's got no front wing at all. So he'll be coming to the pits. The top position 3, 4 and 5 will be coming to the pits for a new front wing. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't chuck on the hards, but he's put on the soft compound. So he'll need to make another stop. Ethan putting on another set of mediums. And then... where's Luca at? Luca's continued on for another lap. So that's interesting there from a young Italian, or the Italian. I'm not going to say young because I actually don't know how old he is. So Rady will still be in the podium positions here after Luca pits. But considering Oliver has wing damage, he's not falling off Albert here. He's still within DRS. As Rady gets a 3-second time penalty, we'll have to wait and see if Oliver can make a move here into turn 1 with DRS. I don't think he's going to push it though, because he's not going to run any ERS down the main straight. Oh, Albert comes into the pits. Oliver comes into the pits. Yes, Oliver's coming. Albert's going into the hard compound. Oliver is getting his wing replaced. Sorry for my English. And he is chucking the hards. So that will drop him further behind Albert, but he will have a fresh front wing now, so Luke comes in, he's replacing his front wing. So it's a 6.7 second gap Albert has over Oliver. Two McLarens are doing real well this weekend, running P8 and P10. Obviously, them getting caught in some carnage at turn 1 and the castle section together. So, not really their fault, but yeah, really unfortunate for them. So Marco's actually taken P4 from Luca, but Luca will be going to the end, and these top position 3 and 4 will need a pit again. So Luca will get the jump on these guys if they pit again. And Ethan is right behind them as well. Oh, he nearly hits the wall. It was actually a little bit of a battle here for P9 between Oliver and... not Oliver, I'm actually so retarded. Between Emeril and Matthew. As Rady sets the fastest lap of the race, of a 42, pretty sure that was 42.4, I think that was. Emeril will have DRS here on the main straight. He gets the job done before the braking zone, so Merrill's made up a place. looks like we might have a battle emerging here for P4 between Luca, Ethan, and Marco. They're getting quite close to each other, so considering Ethan did have a moment, he's still looking like he could still get a podium out of this. There's 4 of them actually. We got Ludwig in there as well, so don't put him off the question if he can catch up. As Ethan is coming up to turn 1, he's trying to go around the outside. He doesn't go full attack, but he pulls out of that. But he will have DRS here on the straight. We try to go the outside. It didn't look like the Alpha or Marco didn't contest that very much. But Luca's trying to go around the inside of him here. Oh, I get a bit touchy. They didn't have any wing damage. Oh, as we see Marco is spun. He spun around. Oh, and Robin has got involved with that as well. Again, a McLaren getting stuck into an incident that wasn't his fault. So Robin will have to pit again. That is really, really unfortunate for Robin. Oh, as Robin gets a big thud. So Robin on pits. Ludwig trying to get a move. Got DRS here on Luca. So there's only 14ths of a second between the two. As I'm speaking about all this, Oliver is closing the gap to Albert. 3.9 seconds. It was around 6 seconds when they pit. Now it's 3.9. So Oliver cracking down the gap there. I hate this glitch where it shows the driver on the hards, but it's actually showing him on the softs, so Because Rady's actually within DRS here of Oliver. But Oliver actually just lets him through, so doesn't want to get into any battles here, otherwise he'll just lose time to Albert. Robinson's the fastest lap of the race with a 42.1 on the mediums. So Rady pits. It puts Oliver back up into P2. He'll probably chuck on the mediums. Yeah, he's chucking the mediums. Oh, Ethan's just coming around the first corner now. He jumps Rady in the pits, but Rady will have the fresher tyre. As Brady's going to try and make a move here on Ethan. So Rady passed Ethan here, so he's up into P3. So Oliver basically sitting on that 3.8 seconds, around 3.84 seconds on Albert there. I need some food because I'm starving, so I will be back. Right. Excuse my crunching, but so really only battle we got here at the moment is the closest battle with Matthew up to Robin, 1.2 seconds. Giving us a bit of a show for the camera. And Oliver gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That guy was jumping really quickly to 3.6 seconds. So Ethan the Raid is the closest battle we got at the moment, but So you can see the ERS difference between the top two. Albert's saving a lot more. So considering we're 18 laps in, there's only 3 retirements through the whole grid, so I was expecting a lot more retirements than we actually do have at the moment. So Ludwig's actually only 1.1 seconds here behind Admiral. So this is the closest battle we've got at the moment. I just think did Admiral make a little bit of a mistake? No, it doesn't look like he did, but he will have DRS. Oh, Admiral has hit the wall and he's out of the race. Robin. So that's one McLaren out of the race. I'm still starving, guys. I just need food. Right. So that gap from Albert to Oliver has jumped a few tenths upwards. From 3.4 to around 3.8 to 3.86 actually. Oh, Ethan's getting here in the back of Luca. He's pitted for softs. He will have DRS on this main straight. Ethan's trying to make a move to turn 1. He gets the move done. So that's him up into P4. So when Albert comes across the line, this will be 4 laps to go of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's been a pretty demanding race here from Albert. And we also see Matthews put it onto the softs. So he's probably going, well, he will be going for the fastest lap. Yeah, as Ethan sets the fastest lap of the race with a 41.8, so that's another point there to Mercedes, unless the Red Bull boys can steal it off them. So I think Oliver actually, yeah, Oliver has a time penalty. Albert doesn't have any, I believe. So you have to think that Oliver is actually 6.4 seconds back from Albert. As Matthew gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, And that must have been when he was trying to do his fastest lap. He was just pushing the limits too much, getting his time penalty. As we have 2 laps here to go. Well, 3 actually. Of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Robbins hits another fast lap of the race. He's actually pitted for soft compact for the soft tyres. So he sets a fast lap of the race. Takes it away from Ethan and the Mercedes. Luca gets another 3-second time penalty. As we're on the penultimate lap of this race. As we start the final lap here of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Albert has a 4-second gap over Oliver. So Albert here set to take another race win to break that winning streak there of Robin. So at the end of this, both of them will have 2 race wins in the bag each. Let me just check these standings real quick to see if he will retain the lead of the championship after this round. Yeah, so Albert will retake the championship lead after this race. So as Albert coming through this final sector now. We come to the last couple corners and a long run down to the finish line. He's weaving on the straights, but Albert Ramirez Garcia will come across the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and then Oliver Coleman will come home in P2. And then Rady, on his debut drive for Red Bull and in Transnation Formula 1, will come home and get a podium, P3. And then that's Ethan will come home in P4 with the Mercedes. I'll like the top two or the top three in here actually. There we go. Let's wait for these guys to come in to the party, and we only have Marco and the Alfa Romeo coming across the line with no front wing, and that is the race. Alright, so we have Albert in the party. Albert, that was a pretty demanding weekend from you. You got pole position and you lost it at the start, but you managed to take the lead back like a lap later. So yeah, congratulations on your race win, and you also retake the championship lead going into Spain.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I knew I had the potential for winning this race. I got pole, then I got a star, but I knew that I was fast on the straights and Oliver had wind damage, so I took the advantage. I overtook him at lap 4, I guess, and then we beat it at the same lap. And after boxing, I touched the wall and I had wind damage, and I had to deal with it until the end of the race, dealing with the gap with Oliver that he was catching me up, and I had a second teammate that it was redeemed that he overtook him, and I could extend that gap at least 1 second. And yeah, it was for me a boring race. Unfortunately Robin wasn't there, but yeah, it was a great race.
Yeah,
on the other side.
Yeah, pretty demanding race from you. Robin did get caught up in a few incidences that weren't his fault, so I'm sure he would have been up there if it wasn't for any of those. But yeah, congratulations on your race win. We'll go to Oliver. Oliver, you got P2 this weekend. You got a good start off the line. You jumped Albert at the start, but realised you had some wing damage from somewhere. I'm not sure where that came from, which put you back a little bit. But P2, you must be happy.
Yeah, P2's good enough, but yeah, I hit the wall near the S's on lap 2, and I was so frustrated with myself because that's not a place where I should be hitting the wall. Got a 5-second time penalty at the end and just like gave up really. Just secure the car, try not to get punctures, and I'm happy with P2. P3 in Australia, P2 back in the next thing to win, so looking for that.
Yeah, so that result will boost you up a couple of places in the championship going into Spain, so congratulations to you. I don't think we have our other podium finisher in the party at the moment, but yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. So that will conclude our coverage of the round 4 of the Formula 2 category for Transnation. Join us next weekend where we will bring you coverage of the Spanish Grand Prix.
Home race.
Yeah, home race for a few drivers, so yeah, looking forward to that. Obviously tune into F1, which will be in 40 minutes time, which will be broadcasted or commentated by Mark Bratby. So Josh Banks in the Combox, signing out from Baku.